Hello everyone! It has been quite a while since I've done a reading vlog, so I figured this weekend is a great weekend to do one because it's been raining, it's gross. Today is Mother's Day, so Sunday is usually the marking of my weekend because I work Fridays and Saturdays. So Sunday to Tuesday is usually my weekend, so I am going to be doing a little bit of a reading vlog for you. I wanted to do like a weekly one, but I think I'm just going to do a weekend because I am going to be inside most of the weekend this weekend. I don't really have many plans. Even for Mother's Day today, it's raining and it's kind of like outside, so we're just kind of chilling. I made my mom dinner and we're all kind of like in a nappy mood right now, so I decided to read a little bit. I am currently reading The Invited by Jennifer McMahon, or McHoon. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but I'll put a clip of the book right here. It's really, really good. Like, better than I expected. This is my second Jennifer McMahon, whatever, book that I've read. I read The Winter People by her and I really enjoyed it. It was a little weird, and I think all of her books are a little weird. Like, they're definitely along that horror element without like the gore, but it definitely has like that horror feel, like every time you turn the page something's gonna pop out at you. So this one, The Invited, is about a witch who was hung in the 1900s. So it's kind of like, you know, like, you think that people being accused of witches was something that was a thing of the past at this point in the 1900s, but in this town in Vermont, it was not, and this woman got hung for being a witch, and she had a daughter, and her daughter was, you know, not that she watched her mother hang, but she was hiding while her mom was being hung because her mom didn't want anything to happen to her in the process. So that's basically how the book starts off, and then it kind of leads into like this haunted house, haunted town type book, and it's great, and it surrounds this one witch, Hattie Breckenridge, and her family lineage, basically, and what happens to the women of her lineage as time goes on, and through the generations of these women, what happens to them. And it involves a woman named Helen who moves to this town in Vermont where this witch is haunting, and also it involves this girl Olive who's a teenager, and her mom went missing, and she's basically Helen's neighbor, so they kind of find each other and help each other along the way during this book. And it's kind of like, it's just a little weird. Like, the beginning I was really into it. I'm actually towards the end now. I'm 80% done with it, so I'm hoping to finish it once I stop recording this part of my reading vlog. I don't want to give away too much because it is a thriller type book, so you don't want to know too much about the story going into it if you are curious about reading it. But this is like the first book that I've read in a long time where I can't put it down and all I keep thinking about is reading and finishing this book. I highly recommend it to all you guys that are horror fans that want to take a little bit of a break of body horror and like bloody and guts and stuff like that, and you want a true ghost story. This is the book for you. It is definitely a true ghost story. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star read per se, but it's definitely very enjoyable, very fast-paced. It hooks you from the beginning. Like, the prologue, it hooked me instantly. I started reading this a couple days ago. So yeah, so I'm really, really enjoying it so far. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into it, but it really is an enjoyable read, and it's about a witch who was hung and accused wrongly. So I'm trying to get through this book and be done with it and get to the bottom of what happened to Hattie Breckenridge and her family and what's going on in this book, because it's pretty crazy. You know, there's some characters losing their mind. Do most ghost stories, people lose their minds a little bit. I don't know if anyone's seen Insidious or Sinister, but it tends to happen because people are just so involved and they just want to know what's going on and what's happening, and they want to solve the mystery, but along them solving the mystery, they kind of lose themselves in the process. So that's a really cool aspect of this book. It's definitely along the psychological lines, but it's also horror and a thriller, and it's really exciting. So now that I went on a rant about that book, I think I'm done ranting about that book, but I will check back in with you guys later when I finish the book. I will not reveal any spoilers for the ending because I want you to pick it up because I'm really enjoying it. And I think I'm gonna pick up more Jennifer McMahon, whatever her name, how do you pronounce her last name? I think I'm going to pick up more of her books because I've enjoyed The Winter People and I'm enjoying The Invited, and it is, you know, a little weird, but I enjoy it. And if it's along the lines, both of them are kind of like that ghostly horror aspect. So if they're all like that, I think I'm going to enjoy them all. So I'll probably pick up another one of her books. There's one called The Night Sister that I'm curious about. I was kind of researching that yesterday, so I'm curious to see how that is. So anyway, so for the rest of my weekend, I'm going to try to read some books that are not on my TBR. I am in the middle of listening to An Ember in the Ashes on audiobook, and I'm enjoying it. I have that on my Kindle, but I need a little bit of a break from like fantasy like that. I have 2 books here that I really want to get to. Well, I really want to start reading Fireman by Joe Hill. I actually got my tickets to meet him at BookCon, which I will be at BookCon on Sunday, June 2nd. So if you are going to be there, please come say hi to me because I walk around looking so flustered. So if you see me and I look like a lost little puppy walking around, please come say hi to me. I get a little awkward in like settings that have a lot of people going on. My anxiety kind of kicks in, so if I look like I have a bitch face on, it's not a bitch face, it's just my scared anxiety face. So please come say hi and talk to me, and yeah, so I'd love to see you guys. But on another note, I am trying to read The Fireman by Joe Hill because I have not read this yet, and because I'm meeting him, I want to read this so I have some knowledge of more books from him. I have read 20th Century Ghosts, and I've read Nosferatu, but I haven't read The Fireman, which is a very popular book by him. And Heart-Shaped Box I haven't read yet either. So I'm going to try to read The Fireman or Heart-Shaped Box. I don't know, but this one, because it's like a big floppy one, I really want to read this. And then also, I'm going to try to attack Middle Game by Shauna McGuire because this was a highly anticipated book for me. So I'm going to try to get into this also when I finish The Invited. So those are the 2 books that I'm going to try to get to this weekend. I'm not saying I'm going to finish them, but at least get like a nice chunk of them done and feel accomplished in some way because I really have nothing else going on this weekend, which is great. And I have a lot of free time. So in between doing laundry and cleaning and all that fun stuff that us adults do, I'm going to read. So anyway, so I will check back in later when I finish The Invited, which will probably be soon. And yeah, and tonight is Game of Thrones. Woo! Can't wait, can't wait. I want Cersei to die. And I know some people are going to die in the process, but Cersei needs to die. Sorry if that's spoilers. I don't know if anyone's planning on watching Game of Thrones, but if you are someone who's been watching Game of Thrones, you know who Cersei is, and I'm sure you feel the same way. So there's that. Yeah, so I will check back in later, and yeah, I hope you guys had a great Mother's Day as well for the mothers that are out there. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I'm back. It's been an hour since I updated you the first time, which honestly it's probably been like a second for you guys because you're watching this reading vlog. But I finished The Invited by Jennifer McMahon, and oh my god, this book was so good. Now, I'm giving it a 4-star rating because I did guess the little plot twist. Kind of foreshadowed it coming. So, I mean, a lot of these like thriller books that happens these days, like you can kind of just figure it out on your own because I've read so many of them that you just know how these things work. But oh my god, this was probably the best ghost story I've read in a really long time besides Kill Creek by Scott Thomas, which I loved. This was just that perfect, eerie book to, I have no words. And finishing it today on this gloomy Sunday was like the perfect atmosphere, perfect atmospheric read for me. I love this book. I loved it. I really, really loved it. I loved the characters. Everything was just so well planned out and well thought out. It was just perfect. It was perfect. So I highly recommend this book. I don't want to go into too much detail about what it's about, like I said previously, because I don't want to give too much away, but it is a ghost story, a haunting story, you know, a haunted house story. But instead of it being a haunted house, this couple is building a haunted house. So that was really cool. The ghost character was really cool. The plot twist, like I said, I saw it coming, but that was really, like, the way that it like unraveled was perfect. The characters, how they interact with each other, and their character growth from the beginning to the end of this book. There was just so much that happened, and this book is not very long, so it was just action-packed the whole time. Very well written. I'm just so excited to get more into Jennifer McMahon's writing and read her previous works, because I really, really enjoyed this book. And like I said, it has all of those horror aspects that we love as horror readers, but it's not like gruesome. It's not like bloody horror. It is strict ghost horror, and I just love that. I crave that. I love reading that. And not for nothing, it was about a witch. It was about like folklore of a witch over generations, and I just loved that too, because the research that was done for this book about like spirits and the other side and divination and all of that was just so accurate, and I really, really loved it. So 4 out of 5 stars. I want to give it 5 stars, but because I did kind of guess the ending, and the ending kind of wrapped up rather quickly, I read it on my Kindle, so at 98%, you know, it kind of wrapped up. So it was really only a couple more pages until the book ended, where everything kind of just happened. But yeah, it was so, so good. I'm just reeling from that book. I'm definitely going to have a book hangover. Definitely going to have a book hangover from that. Sorry I can't really speak, but I've been kind of drinking some wine, which is, well, it's not wine. It's Angry Orchard Rosé. I don't know if anyone's drink that, but oh, it's so, so good, and it's bubbly, and I love it. So yeah, I'm drinking it in a fancy glass because it's a holiday. Usually I drink it out of the bottle that I came in. But yeah, so I am going to take a break now from reading, and then I'm going to continue to read for a little while. Maybe watch like Aquaman with my family. I don't really know what we're doing with that. But I want to pick up The Fireman by Joe Hill and Middle Game by Shauna McGuire, which is like, the cover is just so beautiful of that book. So yeah. So anyway, that's it for my reading update for now. I'm excited that I finished another book this month. It's taking me a while. I'm like crawling up the ladder of trying to finish and read books, and I'm getting there slowly but surely. But I'm so happy to have that one done, because that was just, so, so good. If you're looking for a ghost story and it involves witches, The Invited, check it out. I recommend it. I recommend it, like 100% recommend it to everybody that loves horror, that loves ghost stories, that loves thrillers. Yeah, it's perfect. So I will check back in later tonight. I'm going to try to like, not pull an all-nighter, but kind of stay up reading tonight after Game of Thrones and get some stuff done. So yeah, that's it. And I'll check back in later. Bye-bye. Good morning, everyone. It is now Monday morning, May 12th? What's today? May 13th. Wow, I am like, I don't even know what day it is. I've been all over the place the last couple weeks. But it is like 10 a.m. I basically just woke up, because it's my day off, so I sleep in. I probably have like makeup all over my face from sleeping. I didn't really do a good job washing it off last night. Highly disappointed in Game of Thrones last night. I was on Twitter the entire episode talking with you guys and like some people on Twitter about Game of Thrones. It was just so not what we were working towards over these like last 10 years of this show. You know, it took 2 years to film this season, and this is what we got out of it, and I'm just so upset on the lack of growth with these characters. Oh, what was that? I'm losing my voice, obviously, because I was like crying last night about what was going on. Yeah, I'm just really upset, and this might be mild spoilers, but I'm just upset about, well, number one, Jamie's character arc, because he was doing so well and he was just really redeeming himself. He grew so much over the years, and he became someone that I was like, yes, like, he's amazing, and he's going to like pull away from Cersei. Like, he needed to do that for himself, and what does he do? He dies with her. It was like a Romeo and Juliet-esque scene, basically. I mean, it was just so like, oh, really, Jamie? Like, he couldn't have just stabbed her. Like, just stabbed her when the rocks were falling on themselves. Like, it just, ugh. And then Daenerys, her character arc, you know, her whole thing of peace and wanting to, you know, rid the world of Cersei and her rule and get the Iron Throne and change people's lives and save them from someone like Cersei, and Daenerys becomes someone who is 10 times worse than Cersei by all the things that she did in this one episode to these poor people. And I'm just so devastated that like she worked so hard to get to where she is, and she just ruins it. She ruined it. She like just totally blew it. Totally just went crazy. And I get where they were kind of going because her family history and like what oh, what's that character's name that died? I forgot his name. Shit. But he said, you know, every time, you know, a Targaryen is born, God flips a coin. And it makes sense, and I get it, why they made her character become like the Mad Queen, you know, because her brother or her father was the Mad King. So I get like why that happened, but like, oh, I'm just mad that it happened. Like, I didn't want it to go that way, and it's just upsetting to me. It wasn't a bad episode. It's not a bad season. I'm just disappointed as a fan because I wanted everything with all the crap that happened throughout the years, and like how, you know, horrible people were treated with the rule of Cersei and the Lannisters and all of that. You kind of wanted like the good guy to win. You kind of just wanted like peace, and it didn't happen. So yeah, I'm disappointed. So we'll see what the last episode brings us. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen now at this point. I don't know who is gonna have the Iron Throne. I mean, my guess would be that Jon Snow kills Daenerys. I mean, I feel like that's just so far-fetched and so not what I wanted to happen, but it might have to come to that, so we'll see. So I'm sorry for all these spoilers, but I just needed to talk about it on here. So yeah, so I guess we'll talk about it next week and see how the end of Game of Thrones wraps up, but I'm just shocked by what happened. And once I saw her face and she just lost control, I was like, fuck. Not my girl, not my girl. Yeah, I'm team Arya anyway, but still, it's disappointing. So anyway, so I just wanted to update you guys on my reading after my 5-minute rant about Game of Thrones. I'm sure you guys, if you guys have been watching it, you guys all feel the same way. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this season of Game of Thrones and what your opinion is on all these characters kind of falling back in their growth. It's crazy. But anyway, so I picked up Middle Game and I read 50 pages of Middle Game, and I don't know what I'm reading. And it's kind of giving me Vicious vibes by V.E. Schwab. It's definitely giving me Vicious vibes with like the whole like science aspect of things. And it's kind of written like that a little bit with like the flashbacks and everything. So it's definitely giving me Vicious vibes, but I don't know if I'm gonna like this story, and it's a lot of pages, so I'm gonna kind of push that aside for now a little bit. And I'm reading The Fireman by Joe Hill right now, and I'm actually really enjoying this. It's really interesting. It's a long book, but so much has happened already, so I'm curious to see like where this book is going to go. I don't want to say that I'm comparing it to The Stand a little bit by his father Stephen King, but I am in some aspects. So I'm gonna see if this is kind of like his like spin on like a virus that breaks out, which it is. It's called Dragon Scale, and it's really cool. People, like, they're not coming down with like an illness where they're like dying, but they're getting this virus that puts like tiger stripes on your body, and if they get like angry enough or anxious enough, they kind of like combust and turn to flame, which is really cool. So I'm curious to see where this story goes and like to follow these characters. Like I said, it's a really big book. It's probably gonna take me a while to read it, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna continue to read that right now as I'm drinking my coffee and like waking up. A lot of people aren't morning readers, but I love reading in the morning while I'm just kind of decompressing and like grounding myself, and it's just like my relaxing time in the morning. So yeah, so I have laundry going. My parents are redoing their wood floors, so I wanted to film a little bit today, but I don't think that's gonna happen because there's gonna be guys working on the house, so we'll see. And I gotta go food shopping, so maybe I'll take you guys to Whole Foods with me, and I'll go food shopping and get the things that I need for this week. So yeah, so that's pretty much my day so far. I'll check back in with you guys later when I have a little bit more like info about The Fireman by Joe Hill to tell you about, and we'll go from there. And I might even pick up something else while I'm reading this. I don't really know. We're going to see where the day takes me. That's kind of where I'm at, because I'm just like in that mood to just read whatever. So yeah. Anyway, so I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Hello. So I'm back. It's much later in the day, and I'm like cutting my head off. It's much later in the day. I just got out of the shower, so my face is all red. Yeah, so I've been kind of like reading on and off today. I had a lot of errands to run. It's been like pouring rain, and I got stuck in the rain. It's disgusting. Yeah, so I'm back home, and I did my laundry, you know, all the usual stuff you do on your day off. And I decided to, because of this rainy day, I was kind of in the mood for like a thriller-ish book. So The Chalkman by CJ Tudor has been on my TBR for like ages now, and I picked up the paperback a couple weeks ago. I've had the hardback for a while, but I just hate reading like thinner books in hardback because it's just so big and bulky. So this is like really nice to like curl up with. So yeah, so I'm gonna continue reading this. I'm about 60 pages in. It's starting to pick up. I would say like the first couple chapters were kind of slow, and like you're just like, let's get to the point already of The Chalkman. I want to know what this is about. So yeah, so I'm kind of like at that point now, and it's getting good. It's getting really good. So I'm hoping to like finish this tonight. That'd be like ideal, but I might break and like watch some TV and give my eyes a break for a little bit. But yeah, so I'm enjoying The Fireman. It's just a really long book, so I don't want to rush through it, and I'm kind of like in the mood to read like smaller, thinner books to kind of crush my TBR this weekend. So The Chalkman would be a great one. I've also been in between like working out and all that stuff. I was listening to An Ember in the Ashes on Audible, and that's really good. I'm excited to see how that turns out. I haven't really been in a series mood, so it's kind of like I'm looking forward to reading like the other books that I've been reading besides Ember in the Ashes, but we'll get to it and hopefully get through it. I do like the writing, and actually I really like the narrators the voices on the audiobook for it, because it does switch from female to male, and I really like that for point of views. It just feels a little bit more realistic. So yeah, so I've been listening to that, and but I'm still like kind of early on in Ember and the Ashes, so I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna love it or not. I'm sure I'm gonna love it because everyone that I know loves it. So I'm just kind of getting through it right now. I am enjoying it. It's not like I'm not enjoying it. It's just not like, oh wow, this is an amazing book. But maybe if I physically read it, it would be different. But I'll see. Maybe I'll pick up the physical copy as time goes on this week. But getting back to the Chalkman, I'm liking how it flashes back from past to present. It is about like younger kids to adult kids, well, to adults, so they're kids that are adults now, and it's kind of flashing back to like what happened in the past and how it's relevant to the present. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this book unfolds and who the Chalkman is and what it is. I heard it's very spooky. It is a page turner. So yeah, so I'm gonna get back to reading that, and I'll check back in a little bit with a reading update on the Chalkman. As of right now, not much is going on. I'm in my room. So yeah, like all my reading vlogs. I did go to the bookstore earlier, so I'll include a little bit of a clip for that, just so you guys could see. I was browsing the YA shelves. I did not purchase anything. I did not, because I'm trying to be good. But some of the book covers that are coming out are really, really cool. Like, congrats publishers and marketers for these books, because they're very appealing and I wanted to buy all of them. So you're doing a good job. Yeah, so that's it. That's it for now. I'll check back in a little bit. Hello. So I'm back. I'm checking in with you guys with a reading update. I am a really slow reader. I don't know how when people do like reading vlogs or weekend reading vlogs or 24-hour reading vlogs, how they finish multiple books in like a weekend or in a day. How do you guys do it? But anyway, it's like, I feel like because I feel like I should be reading, I'm not reading, but I have made progress, so let's get into that. So I am, where am I at? I'm at 120. Sorry guys, I'm gonna fix this. I'm on page 120 of the Chalkman, and I'm really enjoying the story. I can't put it down. It's really, really good. I'm just a slow reader. For some reason, it's taking me a really long time to get through this really small 275 page book. It's taking me all day. It is now 10:15 at night and I'm still like not done with the book, but it's okay. I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm probably not going to be done with it this weekend, but I'll probably be done with it sometime this week anyway. So that's 2 books in a week, which isn't bad. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the story. It's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be, and it's really good. There's definitely like some trigger stuff for like sexual assault in this early on in the book, and rape as well. So if you are like triggered by that, I would kind of like step away from reading the Chalkman because it's a little intense. Someone's very forceful in the book. So that was kind of like, I didn't really like that. But other than that part, which it's not something that could have been left out of the story because it has a lot to do with what's happening. But still, it was really like hard to read. I was like, kind of like grossed out by the person. But anyway, So yeah, so I'm really enjoying it so far. It's definitely one of those books that the less you know, the better it is, because I didn't really know much about it. I didn't even read the synopsis of this book. I only have looked at this cover and the hardback cover, and I think Kayla from Books and Lala talks about this briefly, but other than that, I knew nothing else about this book going into it, and that's why I'm really enjoying it. I'm not like trying to predict things before I like read it, by like having prior knowledge about what it's about, so that's a good thing. Because sometimes with thrillers, if I watch someone's review, I have already like an inkling of like how it's gonna end or happen or whatever, so I try to steer away from those types of like reviews. So yeah, I also have Supernatural on in the background. I've been rewatching like every season. It's something that I do every summer. It's very nostalgic for me because I discovered Supernatural, I don't know if I was like in 8th grade. It was like 15 years ago, I guess. So how old was I? 15 years old, 14 years old. So I was definitely in high school then. It was like a summer, I think like season 2, and like season 1 came out on DVD. And me and my sister bought the DVDs and we binge watched it like all summer, and we just repeatedly watched it all summer when we were off from school because we didn't go to camp or anything like that. So yeah, so Supernatural marathons are always like a part of my summer. So right now I've started it, even though it's not technically summer yet. We got like 14 seasons to watch, so yeah, so I started them. And I've just been having them on in the background because I've seen all these episodes hundreds of times. It's just like a nostalgic thing for me. Just like, yeah, living in the past, I guess. I don't know, something about it. I just love Supernatural, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. Let me know if you watch Supernatural, and if you're a big fan like I am. I've been to cons. I love Supernatural so much. And I'm really sad that it's going to be ending, but all things must come to an end. I am shocked the show even lasted 15 seasons, but the fans are just so great, and we just love the show. So I'm just so proud of how long this is, like one of the longest running CW, WB shows like ever, I think, which is pretty crazy. It's right up there with a lot of very popular big television shows like Law and Order and all that. So and Grey's Anatomy's been on for a long time too. But yeah, so I am probably gonna start getting ready for bed. Like, I'm really tired, but I will probably read a little bit more. I'm sorry this reading vlog is like so boring. It's always just me in my room, but I feel like that's the only time that I like have time to vlog, is when I have a weekend of doing nothing but this. Like bed, pajamas, no makeup, which like I'm never like not in makeup, so like no makeup all weekends. You get to see my rosacea cheeks. Say hello to what lies beyond the beauty, which I think it's pretty. It always makes me look like I have blush on. Haven't done my hair in a couple days, you know. It's like the best weekend ever. Justin's on a business trip, so we were kind of FaceTiming for like 2 hours before, but I was reading and he was working, so that's usually how we do things. But it just makes us feel like we're together, which is really nice. So so yeah, so that's it. I just feel like I'm just talking to myself, and I really need to get like a stand for my camera when I'm vlogging, because my arm gets tired. But whatever. Ooh, what was me? Excuse me. Alright, so I'm gonna get back to reading. I don't think I'm gonna continue reading The Fireman tonight or Middle Game tonight. I think I'm gonna just try to push through the Chalkman completely and just focus on that tonight until I fall asleep. And then I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow and let you know how much more I've read of the Chalkman and if I finished it. And hopefully I do finish it next time I check in with you guys. If not, probably be pretty close to the end. Most likely. But anyway, on that note, I'll see you guys in a bit. Hello everyone. It is, well, it's now Wednesday. I didn't close out my reading vlog yesterday, my weekend reading vlog yesterday, because I was just like having a really hectic day. So I decided to just close it in now. It is now Wednesday, and I did finish the Chalkman. Oh, my door's just opening at like random weird ghosts. So I finished the Chalkman, and I was really like not pleased with it. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. It was just not exactly what I wanted to, like, it just wasn't that great. And the major twist I saw coming, and it wasn't like that gripping, that thrilling. It just was like it happened and like, okay. Yeah, so like as short as the book was, I felt like I read a 600-page book. It took like, I felt like it was dragging the story a lot. So yeah, so I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars because I did like finish it and I did enjoy it. It just wasn't like, it was kind of like a letdown. It was a little bit of a letdown because everyone talks about how great the book is, and I finish it, I'm like, so that's how it ends, you know? So whatever. But I'm glad I got to finish 2 books this weekend, and that was really exciting. So yeah, so anyway, I am just putting some stuff together. Tomorrow is Justin's birthday, and I decided to make him a really cool present, and I'm going to show you guys really quick what it looks like. Okay, so a little bit of backstory about this present. So my boyfriend buys himself literally everything. Like, I never know what to buy him ever for his birthday, for any holiday. He buys himself everything. He never needs anything. It's like really complicated to try to figure out what he wants as a gift. So, being that, you know, getting him gifts as like going places and doing things, that sounded like a great idea. And last year for his birthday, I got him tickets to see Kevin Hart, which he loves Kevin Hart. So this year, I got him tickets to go see Thomas Rhett, which is like both of our favorite artists right now. We both got into country around the same time when we first started dating. So listening to Thomas Rhett kind of brings us back to that time, like when we first started dating, and like the songs, and it's just really sweet. So I made him like this little like picture book, which I'll show you, like with us. It's really cute. Hold on one second. So here's the photo album. I got this in Target. It's really cute. It's like wood, caulk board, very country-like. And so what I did was I got these little cards. Sorry for the glare. I got these little cards and I put quotes from Thomas Rhett's songs there. So if anyone knows Thomas Rhett, like, these pictures are like crazy. But I put like the quotes from like our favorite songs in here, our pictures. It's really cute. I thought it was a good idea. And yeah, so it's really cute. And it's just really thoughtful. And I know he's gonna love this. So like when I put this up, obviously I had given him this gift already, so I don't ruin anything because he does watch my videos. But it's just really cute. And this is the last one. This was us like a couple weekends ago. And then there we go. So really, really cute idea. So if anyone's looking for like a gift idea, that's usually what I do. I just make things up, and I just put a lot of thought into it, kind of. I'm very creative. I could have definitely went a little bit more overboard with it, but I didn't want to like totally do too much. Because Because then I didn't want to stress myself out about like, I'm like a perfectionist, so I go above and beyond to make everything perfect. So I think that's like subtle, sweet, cute, perfect gift for him. He's gonna love it. I hope. I hope. I really want to give it to him now, but I'll wait till tomorrow to give it to him. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for my reading update. I'm sorry it's been kind of boring and it's literally been just me in my room most of the time, but that's how these reading vlogs are. Like, I'm chilling, reading, updating you. Like, where else am I gonna read? I'm not gonna vlog in public. I'm not gonna vlog at the Starbucks and let people see me talking to myself, basically, but whatever. So yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna probably not really read much the rest of the week and wait till the weekend comes and see what I'm gonna read. I'm just feeling like I need a break from words right now, and I have a really busy week. I'm doing a wedding on Friday, which is like an all-day thing, and working tomorrow. I've been working all week and I'm tired, so yeah. That is it for this reading vlog, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Bye.